The mysterious map. The Pink Panther is lounging on a couch in his cool, quirky home when he finds an old, rolled-up time travel map tucked inside a dusty history book titled The Greatest Adventures of All Time. He opens the map, and it glows, pulling him into a swirling time portal. Pink Panther raises his eyebrows, signature silent humor moment, and shrugs as if to say, "Why not?" before jumping in. Little did the Pink Panther know, today, history would come to life. Ancient Egypt and the pyramids. The Pink Panther lands in the scorching sands of ancient Egypt. He spots a group of workers building the pyramids under the hot sun. Pink Panther sees the workers struggling to lift heavy stones and steps in to help, using his unique creativity. Funny moments. He builds a giant slingshot to move the stones, accidentally launching one that lands perfectly on top of the pyramid. The workers cheer, and Pink Panther gives a smug "ta-da! Look!" In ancient Egypt, they didn't have machines, but teamwork and creativity built wonders that still stand today. Pink Panther waves goodbye and hops back into the glowing portal. The time of knights and castles. Pink Panther appears in medieval Europe, where a castle tournament is underway. Knights are jousting and everyone cheers. Suddenly, the Panther is handed armor and pushed onto a horse to compete. Funny moments. Pink Panther's armor is too big, and he clatters around awkwardly. He cleverly avoids a jousting lance by ducking and accidentally wins the tournament by falling backward onto the target. The crowd erupts into applause, and the Pink Panther is handed a golden trophy. The Middle Ages were full of castles, chivalry, and tournaments, but brains often beat brawn. The Pink Panther bows dramatically before leaping into the next portal. The Age of Exploration. Pink Panther lands on a ship sailing the ocean during the Age of Exploration. He meets a group of explorers with a map looking for new lands. The explorers are using compasses and telescopes to find their way. Pink Panther points to a sea monster drawing on the map, looking nervous. Funny moments. He accidentally scares the crew by using the telescope backward, making his eye look huge. He spots land in the distance, actually a giant pile of coconuts, and helps guide the ship. The explorers of old used maps, the stars, and courage to sail into the unknown. The explorers cheer for Pink Panther, who salutes them and jumps back into the portal. The American Wild West Pink Panther arrives in the Wild West, where cowboys are herding cattle and building towns. He stumbles into a saloon and accidentally becomes part of a lasso contest. Funny moments. Pink Panther tries to lasso a runaway barrel, but ends up tying himself up instead. He finally uses his smarts to set up fences to guide the cattle safely into their pens. The Wild West was a time of cowboys, creativity, and taming the land to build new communities. The cowboys tip their hats to Pink Panther, who grins and disappears into the portal again. The invention of flight. Pink Panther lands in the early 1900s during the era of flight inventions. He spots two inventors working on their airplane prototype. Seeing the contraption wobbling, Pink Panther jumps in to help. Funny moments. He builds his own silly wingsuit out of feathers and cardboard, launching himself into the sky. He crash lands into a haystack, but gives a thumbs up, perfectly fine. The inventors test their plane, and it works, soaring through the air. From dreams to reality, brave inventors brought us into the skies. The inventors thank Pink Panther, who takes off into the final portal. Back to the present, Pink Panther lands back in his living room, surrounded by glowing images of everything he's seen. Pyramids, castles, explorers, cowboys, and planes. He gives a satisfied nod and holds up the history book proudly. History isn't just about the past. It's about creativity, courage, and learning from those who came before us. What will you discover next? The book sparkles and closes, ending with a freeze frame of Pink Panther smiling, surrounded by the historical scenes he visited. Key highlights. Educational takeaway. Kids learn about ancient Egypt, medieval Europe, the Age of Exploration, the Wild West, and early aviation in a fun, humorous way. Humor. Pink Panther's silent comedy shines through physical humor and clever solutions. How each historical setting was explained with quick, memorable facts. Engaging visuals. colorful, cartoon-style scenes that bring history to life. History is one big adventure. Go explore!